Hey, what's up, YouTubers and trombone players? Um, Harrison Reed. Going to talk about the F attachment today. I'd like to give a shout out to Geezer from the Trombone Forum. He had just been posting about his F attachment. He just got a new 3B, King 3B with an F attachment on it. He's really excited about. I'm excited for him too. It's a great instrument. So, um, just based on what was going on in that thread, I decided to do a little quick intro to F attachment. Not that he needs it. I'm sure Geezer knows everything, but why not? There's people learning the trombone every day. We could talk about the F attachment for a little bit. So F attachment, I've got an axial valve on mine, but don't worry about that. If your trombone doesn't have an axial valve, just a regular rotor, doesn't matter. It's all fun. You gotta try different kinds, and whatever works for you. So let's get into it. When you engage the lever on your F attachment, it puts the instrument into F, and it also takes away a position from the slide. Usually we have 7 positions. Because you added all this extra tubing when you engage the F attachment, and there is no extra tubing that you can add onto the slide besides just what you normally do when you extend it. You lose a position. You lose about however much of this tubing is off the end of your slide. So you only have 6 positions. So if you're going to use an F attachment, I recommend, and you can see my other video that I posted, tuning your instrument a little bit sharp. So what that will do is that your B flat will be, if you use your hands like this, your B flat will be out a little bit. And you can pull it in a little bit. So if you tune that way, what that allows you to do is you can tune your F attachment to be in tune flat against these bumpers, because we don't usually play F in first too much. You can still play it in sixth for fast passages, or in first, it doesn't matter. But we have a little bit more room to work with on the F side of the horn if we tune the F all the way on those bumpers. So I recommend tune your instrument sharp. You can pull out, be in tune. F attachment right in tune on the bumpers. And when you're first learning where everything is on the F attachment, there's a couple easy exercises that you can do. Starting in third position, I'll show you why in a second. If you start in third, you can play your A flat. You can go below that with engaging the trigger, play an E flat. You have to pull out a little bit for it. Use your ear or use a tuner. You'll see. You have to pull out. And just use your use a lip slur. Just use your chops to do that. And that's, you can just start in third, just playing A flat to E flat. And then staying in third position, there's a couple other notes that we can learn right off the bat. B flat is in what we call trigger third, same as the low E flat. So it's a hard note to tune because we're used to the timbre of it in first. So you have to pull it out a little bit. But just as an exercise, we can try something like. I'm not articulating, I'm just using my chops, and I'm using the valve to start each note. The valve is what cuts it. And that's a great way to learn all the notes. So for that exercise, I'm going into first for the C. I'm using the trigger for that. And then we can try the fourth position. And remember, when you use the valve for fourth position, you have to pull out a little bit further, because all of the positions when you have the F attachment engaged, there's only 6 of them, and they get a little bit further the farther out on the horn you go. So let's try fourth. And that one, we have the D, which is in a flat fourth on the valve, and then we have an A natural in a flat fourth, and then we're coming in for the B natural in just about normal second position with the valve. Those are all the valve notes. So that's one exercise. If you go in further than third position for that exercise, the D flat's in fifth. You can't use the valve for that one, so that's why I recommend starting in third. But you can still. And then for first. And you can kind of see what I'm doing with the slide. I'll do it really slow. So these exercises are great for building your chops, for building endurance, and especially for working on or improving your upper register. I always start my day with this kind of F attachment exercise, and the upper register will just sing if you're solid on this stuff. And you can go all the way down the whole slide and figure out where everything's at. On your F attachment, your lowest note will be a C if you tune this way, a low C. And it's all the way out. It's as far out as you can go. But it'll sound good. You just need to do these kinds of lip slur exercises working down. So the first thing, if you've got an F attachment on your trombone, that's the first thing it's used for, is these low pitches. The second thing it's used for, sort of the same idea, is for fast passages. You can play, and I'm sure it's the first thing that your teacher will teach you. It's the C in first and the B natural in second for fast stuff. If you try to play that on the open horn, you're moving your arm all over the place. It's like playing bone saw. Over time, if you're doing this all out in seventh position, I feel like you can knock your inner slides out of alignment. So if you got an F attachment, just use it. It's easy. So much facility that you can get, and you got the B flat in third. It's a little out of tune. I'm sorry. I'm doing this all in one take. So, but yeah, all these things where maybe you got a really fast passage, you can play these notes on the F side for extra facility. Another example would be the beginning of, especially in the brass quintet arrangement, the march Fares to the Fair. I think it starts, let's see. And all I'm doing is just pressing the valve once. It's not perfect, but you try to use a slide to do it. Or you can just do. That's another trick that you can do. I've played a couple like woodwind pieces where, you know how woodwinds will have like some run like that would be impossible on the trombone, and even with this F attachment, it doesn't work very well. But what's the interval? Sorry. You can kind of flub it using the valve. I apologize for missing those notes. Again, this is one take. Okay, so that's another thing. You can use it for added facility. And then the third thing that you can use the F attachment for, believe it or not, is trills. And the first thing that would come to mind for trills would be, oh yeah, trills. what am I going to do? I'm going to flail the valve and get a trill that way. So like B flat to C. It doesn't sound good. So you can use the valve for that B flat to C trill. Because remember, we can play B flat in third. So it's a little bit easier than going from first to third. Just use the valve. So all these lip slurs that we have, that's on the open horn. When you depress this valve, guess what? You have a whole new set of notes and overtone series that all of those lip trills have just opened up. I can't go through all of them in one video, it's too many, but it's really useful. There's a couple times where flailing the valve will work. What's a piece? And it's not perfect, but for really low trills, sometimes you have to just use the valve if you want to do a trill at all. So the one I'm thinking of is like an E natural to an F. I think it comes up in the Franz Schubert's Arpeggione Sonata, if you're going to try to play that on the trombone. There's beautiful lip trills that happen in the upper register. And then those also happen in the lower register. Instead of doing that, you can just do. It's not perfect, but it works in a pinch, especially if you're playing music that's not written for the trombone. Why not? Who cares? You know, I think it sounds all right. You know, whatever. So you can have a lot of fun with the F attachment, and as far as extending the range, you can go even lower. The F attachment opens up a little bit more besides what I just demonstrated. Let's try pedal tones. Last thing, the extreme lower range. Here we go. So that's an F, pedal F in first. You can go really low. It's a lot of fun. There's a couple pieces that make use of it. Arrows of Time, I think, is one of them. I forget how it goes. I forget how it goes, but it basically ends on a pedal A. And goes down to the D, the pedal D. I don't have music in front of me, but yeah, Arrows of Time is a great example of a cool trombone piece that where it goes, you get that low D. So anyways, I hope you had fun with this video. I hope it gave you, whoever's watching, some ideas of what they can do with the F attachment. I just threw this together without a script or anything, so I'm sorry if I made any mistakes on my playing, but I'll try to do a better version once I'm home in the States and not tired in Korea. So enjoy, have fun playing trombone. All right, bye.